Hey guys, Moneyman300 back for some more videos here, and we got another edition or episode of This Week in the Forza Community, and we are a couple of days late. I like to try to get these out on Mondays, but I've had a pretty busy week. Haven't had the opportunity to sit down here and make this, but here we are. Let's get right into it, get that out of that. First thing we have this week, and of course, I swear these things when I do them on Mondays, right after I do them, like something big breaks in the community, or they announce a car pack, or in this case, last Monday they announced, and I didn't even see it. Being busy with work and stuff, I don't know how I missed it, but there is a community bounty, and those are always fun, and it involves getting a unicorn car, and I'm just going to hop over here. The way you get to is go to Rivals, go to Community Monthly, and it is right here, Chasing Ghost at Brands Hatch, and you are trying to beat RBW Titan, one of the Forza employees. And let's take a look at our restrictions real quick, and you have to do it with the Rolls-Royce Wraith, and it has to be in a Class B. You can take it to the top of Class B and use your own tune and all of that. So let's take a look at the leaderboard and let's see where he's at right now. Last I checked, he was in the 580s somewhere. Let's get down here real quick. Wait for it to load. Getting there. I have not driven this yet, so I plan on doing that right after this and getting a tune up, and we'll do a tuning video and maybe a little guide video on the best way to get around the track and help you guys be able to get that. I think I passed him up here. Let's move up just a little bit. Oh, there he is right there. So RBW Titan 139.522, and you can see the tune he's using there. He's using a DTM Lionel E46. He's using his tune, so you can grab that tune. You can see a lot of people out there using that same tune. I'm gonna try to get one out there, see if we can't get something down to beat him. Just a quick tip though, what you can do if you go into your view gamer card and you go in here and you it says change friendship here, but you can just add him as a friend, and you guys probably already know this, but that way you'll make him easier to find for you in the leaderboard. So that's the first thing, and I will be getting a tune out. We'll be driving that a little bit and checking it out. So that's number one. Number two, let's take a look at our leagues this week. We've got a couple more fun leagues and opportunities out here. Let's get in real quick. I believe there's an S-Class Ghost League. There is a B-Class Modern Legends League, and we'll go over and take a look at the cars that are in that. Class B, and the division must be Modern Sport Legends. And then we have a Sim League, and it's an interesting one. It is R-Class, less than 880 or less, so it can't go all the way up to 900. And then the year must be greater than 2010. I think that's to get rid of the Aston Martin Vantage, which was pretty dominant in that class. So that's just a little trick to get rid of that one. And the division must be Modern GT Racing. So we'll go over and take a look at the cars that are available and give you my thoughts on the cars that will be good. And we'll get a couple of tunes out this week. Try to maybe get one good tune for each, maybe two tunes in that B class. You won't need usually more than one. In an R class, one will suffice. You might need one that's a little faster than another, but there's a couple of cars I think are going to be pretty dominant out there. I haven't driven it yet, but I have a pretty good idea on the cars that are going to be there, and it'll be good. So let's get into our free play. Let's take a look at our game options here real quick. Let's take our car class restriction off, and our division and modern. First one was it Modern Sport Legends? Modern Grand Prix, Modern Sport Legends. So we'll get in there and we'll select a car and we'll go to our buy. Ooh, what did I just do there? Did I hit buy a car? I did. So this should be all the cars. I think I'm in the right place. Yep. All right. So we'll go through. There's a lot of these, so I'm just going to run through these real quick. You're going to have a lot of options in this league. I don't believe that it's going to be one car, two cars, but I have no idea what this Alfa Romeo is or does. Weight wise, not bad. It's a D-class car, so you could bring it up a couple classes. Don't know. It's not a car I've seen much or have built out before. In the Audis, you got the S4, the RS4, and the RS2. Maybe an S4 would be okay in there. In a little bit more speed. It's going to be tough. They're really heavy, super heavy, and not going to not be real zippy. So I don't know if I'd go there. We do have a BMW M3, the 97 M3. You might be able to do something with that one. the 850 CSI. God, that's such a cool older car. 95, another 95 M5, the 91 M3. This one I think you might be able to get somewhere with here. This is probably going to be one of your better bets to make something out of the BMWs. An 88 M5. The 86 and they have a BMW M1, so this is a pretty good car in Forza 5, so this might be something you could do pretty well with. 5.9 out of the gate there, 2,800 pounds. It's light, so you can see that in comparison. It's one of the lighter ones, so that's why you see weight and horsepower are pretty much that's how you can determine what cars are going to be good usually, and then what engine swaps they'll take. But that's why that M3 starts at 2,700 pounds, and that M1 starts there. So those are probably going to be your best bets in there. There was something over 4,000 pounds. Oh my God, look at that thing. You're never going to get that around the track. But anyway, there's the BMWs. Let's hop on over and take a look at some of these. So we have the NSXs that are in here. I think these are both going to be pretty viable. Maybe a little bit more in the handling, but again, they are very light. So I think that either one of these you could do well with. Tune that to the top of class B and be in good shape. I just hit the wrong button. Lamborghini. You got a couple of options of the Lamborghinis in the. This one's right at the top of B. Probably not going to get you anywhere anytime soon. But you do have the Jalpa here. Maybe you're going to get some of that weight out. 6.0 is pretty good speed for D class. I have no idea, to be honest with you, how well that one's going to do. I did it again. Lancia. We have the 037 Stradale. I expect this one to be really good. This is going to be a go-to handling car in this league. I can almost guarantee it. 2,500 pounds, 6.8 acceleration, coming in at 5.1 handling to start. So this thing's going to be a killer handling car. I really expect this one to be exceptional for the shorter track car in this. We come over here, we got a Lotus here. We got the Esprit V8. This would be something if you need to make a super speed car for a really long track. This is going to be a decent bet for that. Pretty light handling. I don't know. It's way at the top of Class B already, so there's not a whole lot you're going to be able to do for it, but I think it could make a nice speed car. I'll move over with the Maserati here, and I don't even know like what. I've never used this car, so it's real hard for me to tell if this one's going to be any good or not. Decent speed out of the box at 6.7. Maybe make a speed car to that. It's a little bit heavy at the top of C class, so maybe if you get the weight out of it. Hard to tell on that one. Mercedes, we got a 190E. So this dominates Alps tracks in Class B, so you could just make this an Alps car and do well with that. I wouldn't drive it much else. Maybe Prague. Not going to be particularly competitive in a lot of the other ones. The Mitsubishi GTO, this has never been a very competitive car because it weighs so much. I think it weighs like 2 tons, 3,700 pounds. It's never been a particularly competitive car, and it's too bad because it's kind of a cool car, and I don't expect it to be overly competitive there. In the Nissan, though, we got a couple of GTRs here, a 2002 and a 97. I would expect this 97 to be a little bit more competitive than that one, but I'm not sure with the PI that you have to work with that this isn't a better fit for a A-class car. It's pretty heavy, but it is all-wheel drive, so you're going to get really good acceleration out of it, so it might be okay. We got a Fairlady. The best bet is to make this more of a speed car. You do have a lot to work with in here, so you might be able to tune this up to the top of B and get kind of a top speed version of that car. And then we do have a 1993 Skyline. Still awfully heavy. Hard to say. Already in B class if you're really going to be able to do much with those. I think they're probably better suited for A, but I could be wrong. Pontiac, we got a 2002 Firebird and an 87. Either one could be pretty viable, although I think this 87 Firebird probably has the best chance of being a pretty good speed car in B class. I think you can wrap that up there. I think it takes the 5.7 swap, so you throw that in there and it's probably going to be pretty good. I don't know as much about the 2002 version. Toyota Supra. This does well on several of the speed tracks and starts pretty high in C, but you could throw some horsepower in it and make a decent speed car out of it. Yeah, I saw it in the sim leagues. You see it pop up occasionally on the leaderboards of some of those tracks as well. So there is an option there. The Vauxhall, I don't know much about this Lotus Carlton, to be honest with you, and it's 3,600 pounds, so I'm just going to guess, being 3,600 pounds and towards the top, that it won't be very good, but that doesn't mean it's the absolute truth, and I'm probably not going to do the Volvo 850 station wagon, but it's fast. Could be a speed car, probably not going to be the greatest handling car. So there's all those cars, a lot of stuff to choose from. I'll probably pick a couple of those and get some tunes out there. So let's get out of that and let's look at our GT cars here. Let's change our game options and let's do a quick review of what were they? Sport GT, Track Tours, Ultimate Vintage. I don't remember what it was. I thought it was like Modern GT. There it is. Yeah, Modern GT. That's what I thought. All right, so let's do Modern GT here. And remember, R880 is your cap and has to be 2010 or newer. So let's select our car here. We have to go into the buy a car option. And let's go over to the Aston Martin. So this one's out. This one is a 2006. And it's dominant, so I'm pretty sure that's why they did that. So that one's out of there. We do have the R8. I fully expect this one to be really good in this class. It's a great handling and acceleration machine. So that one, I believe, is just going to be pretty good. Where's my weight at? Yeah, 20, not bad on the weight and the horsepower. It's got 6,970 right there, and it's an R810. So this Bentley looks like you could do some work to get this up there a little bit higher on the Bentley, because it's only at 820. Actually, it starts at 825 and has worse stats, so probably not. And that's why the R8 starts down at R8 at 810, so you can get some pretty good work to get that up to 880 and make it pretty competitive. This is the car. So it looks like I have a couple of versions of it. Same car, just different paint jobs. This is the car you're going to want. This is, and not I have a couple versions. There are a couple versions you could buy out there. This is going to be the dominant car. I can just about guarantee you. It's light, very good handling and acceleration. Starts at R814, so there's some work you can do in there. And then you've got the GT2 car. I don't know as much about this one. Starts a little higher. That handling number, that 7.3 handling it's going to be a monster, guaranteed. The Corvette will probably be okay. Going to have a little bit more on the speed side, I think, than the 6.7 versus 6.4. About the same, exactly the same amount to work with. A little less handling and just a little more acceleration. Probably not going to quite have the grip of the Z4. But I think that one will be fairly competitive, as well as the Viper, the downforce and some of the things. A lot of these accept a lot of downforce when you get into GT cars, but I think that the Viper also is going to do pretty well. Again, a little bit faster. It's going to be real close to this Corvette, actually, in what it can do. The Ferraris, as much as I would love for these to be super competitive, I just not seeing it. Good top end, though, just a little low on the handling, and I don't know how much more you can get out of it for handling numbers, but we will see. I already have one, so I'm probably going to give it a run and see. Same thing with Lamborghinis. Probably not. They're a little heavier, although they are all-wheel drive, which helps with their acceleration. The Maserati, you might have something here. It's a little heavy, but it does start lower, so you have a little bit more to work with to get it up there, and it starts pretty high speed, so this might be a good one. You need a higher speed car with a little less handling, but like I said, it starts a little lower. The McLaren, is there different McLarens? Or there is. So we have the 12C GT3. These two must just be built up. They got to be similar. Just these are a little more built. I really don't know the difference. They're all 12C GT3 cars. So I imagine they're going to be real similar. Pretty good handling number. So again, this one handles pretty well. And you got some room to work with. So this might be another option there. Decent on the weight as well. So that might not be a terrible car. And then we got the Mercedes here. The SLS AMG GT3. Coming in a little on the heavy side. A little low on the handling. And decent speed, so I just don't think that's still going to compete with the Z4. Then we've got the Nissan Nismo. This one's probably going to be pretty popular because it's out of the one of the latest packs, and it's a cool car. Good acceleration. Starts all the way at 863 with 6.9 speed and 7.3 handling. Really light though, so you would think it would be zippy. It appears like it could be pretty competitive. I just don't know. Starting that high in R, maybe there's just not enough you can do with it. I'll have to see on that one. And then the last one here is the SRT, basically another Viper for all intents and purposes. And 2,700 pounds, decent weight, decent speed, decent handling. This one might have a chance too. I kind of like the looks of this. So this one also might be pretty good. Is that what the other Vipers were coming in at? Where was that at? 6772? Which one all the way by? There we go. 677288. Yeah, real similar. Is that the same thing? Yeah, it's the same thing. Just another version of it. Okay, so there's all those. Pretty cool. Got a couple really good league options this week to hop out there and check out. There's also an S-Class. I usually don't cover the Ghost League, but there's an S-Class Ghost League. I think it was just all S-Class. I didn't look at it that closely, but you guys can get on there and hop out. So next up, let's hop on over to the forums, check out a couple of quick things in there, and then we will wrap it up. So let's hop on over to my PC here. All right, so here we are over in the forum. Just want to call out really just one thing in here this week, and that is and it's around the community bounty. There's a lot of discussion going on here, and I just want to show you the post out here where you can track and see what's going on. You can see right here that RBW Triton posted. Talks about his current lap, although it's slightly faster than that now. What he was using, the Xbox One Elite controller, what tune he was using, no ABS, normal steering, no TCS, and manual with the clutch. Also, you can come out here and you can post in this thread and guess what you think his final time is, and the 5 closest that don't guess faster than my final time will also have a chance to get the gifted car. I didn't talk about that. This is the gifted car if you beat him in the bounty. I forgot to mention that earlier, but it is his 1977 Vantage. Super cool car. You can't get it in-game. The only way to get it is through this bounty challenge. And here is a picture of the Rolls-Royce Wraith that you'll be using. Or it looks like there's some other people. That's a cool paint job. Get that UK one going right there. But anyway, you can come out there. You can post the time out there. Also, a lot of people talking strategy and have some tips out there and some help to help you get a better time. And look for my next video up, which will be around the Rolls-Royce Wraith Attune, and then some tips on how to get around the track effectively. So anyway, that's really all I had for the forums this week. Always lots of good discussions in the forums, both on the positive and the negative side. So get out there, have some fun, and talk to people. Nothing really in the racing community I wanted to cover this week. We had the 24 hours of Bathurst over the weekend, which unfortunately I didn't get to catch a whole lot of, other than some highlights. I don't think there's any big coming up races this weekend, but I'm not positive. I looked around a little bit, didn't see no IMSA race or anything like that. So yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it up with that. Start getting over and working on that bounty challenge. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.